Hey guys, how's it going? So it's a different angle today because I am currently charging up my device while recording this for you. So I hope that that's okay and that it's not disorientating you too much. And I'm sorry about all the stuff behind me. I'm trying to kind of block it out with my own body, but let's just ignore that stuff. But today's video is a collection video. It is my palette collection. So the point of this video and the purpose of it is for you guys to see my collection as it is, because if you didn't watch my previous video, I am doing a low by year, so I'll link it down below if you guys want to check that out. So I just want to show you what I have, so as you guys can request content that you actually want to see, that you actually be interested in, stuff like that. So let's just launch in because this is going to be so long. The first one that I have here is the Hesina 2 by Blush Tribe. It's just a beautiful green purple palette. I also have the Nubian 2 by Juvia's Place. I also have the Fall Fusion palette by Blush Tribe, which is absolutely breathtaking. I love this one. I have the Flamingo palette by Violet Voss, very colourful and pretty. I also have the Magic palette by Juvia. So you can get this in a mini version because the size of it is unbelievable, but I absolutely love this palette. I have the Mi Vida Loca palette by Kat Von D that looks like this. Naturally, I have the Modern Renaissance palette. This is one of my go-to favorite palettes. As you can see, it is absolutely beaten to bits, but I love it. I actually have Primavera, this one here, all over my lid today. I also have the Lemonade palette by Dominique Cosmetics, absolutely breathtaking palette. Then we have the Beauty Killer by Jeffree Star. The Androgyny palette, also by Jeffree. We have the Thirsty palette by Jeffree, which looks like this. And my Natasha Denona palette. This is the Sunset palette. Now I have two Melt stacks. I love these. I can't wait to get more. This is the Love Sick stack that they have. Beautiful shades. And then I have the Dark Matter stack as well, which is very basic. I do love Enigma, but it is amazing. I'm actually wearing this on my lids today in conjunction with my Viseart Dark Mattes palette as well. There's a lot of different palettes going on with my lids today. So I also have the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Contour palette. Now I have some of Huda's Obsessions palettes, and no pun intended, I genuinely am obsessed with these palettes. Like, they are so cute, they are so handy, and they're ideal for travel. Like, you have everything that you need in these palettes and like you're good to go. I absolutely love it. I also have the Shade and Light Quads by Kat Von D, and again, I don't think I'd actually repurchase these just because they're very basic. They're shades that I could get in single pan form, so I just, yeah, like, I'll use them, but once they're dead and gone, I won't be repurchasing. So I have the Jaclyn Hill Vault collection. This is another reason that I want to go on a low buy. I bought this because I was actually genuinely curious, but if I was allowed to buy 3 things in a month, I would not be buying this collection. Like, it's just... like, I have this palette in a multitude of other palettes. This palette I was genuinely interested in, but now that I have the Dark Matters one, I actually have all the other shades. So I couldn't, yeah. And we're also going to see an abundance of these kind of shadows in my collection as well. The Alchemist palette by Kat Von D. This is one that I would purchase again and again. It's her Duochrome palette. I absolutely love this one. Then I have the Bronze palette by Kylie. Kylie Cosmetics is a brand I don't think I'd actually repurchase from, just because this is the Burgundy palette as well. Just because, like, I waited a month to get that package, and like, it wasn't worth waiting for. I have the Pretty Vulgar Phoenix Rising palette. I love this one, I have to say. And I also have the Pretty Birdie palette. Like, look at those. Oh. I bought those while I was on my honeymoon. I have the Anniversary palette from Kat Von D. I do actually love this. This shadow, I've dropped the palette and it broke, but I have it saved somewhere. I have it in a little pot, so all hope is not lost. Don't worry, guys. I have the original Huda Beauty Rose gold textured palette, and I love this thing. I absolutely adore it, and I hate that it's reformulated and that she has different shadows in it. Like, she has some of the original suspects, but she has new ones in it as well. I'm sort of like, why? Why would you change a good thing, Huda? I also have her Desert Dusk palette, which I also love and adore. Like, look at these shades. They are so beautiful. I do have a look up using this palette. I will link it down below if you want to check it out. I am interested in her nudes palette, and it is on my Christmas list. So fingers crossed someone will pick it up for me. Then for Misha Lu, I have the Fawn palette. I absolutely love that. It is so beautiful. I have the Queen Bee as well. I have a tutorial up with this one. And I have the Witchcraft palette, which is absolutely breathtaking. And I will be doing a look with that one. The Fetish palette from Kat Von D as well. This is her holiday palette of this year. Beautiful palette. Very large, but this is my last large palette that I've purchased. After this, I'm not buying big palettes anymore because there's no point. Like, I mean, look at the size of the Metal Mattes palette that she had a few years ago. Like, it's a Savage palette and the packaging is quite sturdy. Like, you could travel with it. But I don't want to risk it knocking around my suitcase. Like, it's so pretty. Don't look at it. I do have a tutorial coming up with this palette because I'm not the only person that owns this palette. And as well, you can get dupes. There are such things as dupes for shadows. And don't ever hesitate to use a dupe. I also have the Saint and Sinners palette. I think I'm the only person in the world that loves this palette. It is thebomb.com. And loads of people were saying that it should be like done this way and they like rearranged all the eyeshadows, and it shouldn't be. It is perfect the way that it is because it makes my brain work. It makes me think, okay, what looks can I do today? And it makes me piece it together. So I absolutely love the layout of this palette. I love the packaging. I wish it wasn't limited edition. I think her 10-year anniversary palette should be permanent because she has nothing like that in her collection anymore. I have my Z palette full of Sugar Pill eyeshadows. These things are huge. Like, seriously, these are like over 3 grams worth of product, but they are amazing and I highly, highly, highly recommend. I love them. Z palette full of Makeup Geek foiled and duochrome eyeshadows. I have to fill this in. It's actually driving me insane. Like, my OCD is just like, please fill it, just please fill it. And I will, I promise you guys. But they are some of my favorite eyeshadows as well. I also have my Signature Z palette full of Makeup Geek eyeshadows. These are my neutrals, my base shadows, and then like my little pops of color down here. To be honest, like, I don't think my collection is going to look like the way that it does in my videos, or like this, like in this video, for long. The plan is, like, if I really love a palette, I'll buy it, but I'm basically just going to have palettes like this that are Freedom Systems because I'll enjoy them more and I'll get more use out of them. I have the 350 by Morphe, and I didn't love this shadow to the point of it looking like this. It actually broke while I was traveling with it, so that's why I do not buy large palettes like this anymore. It's just, I've spoken. I just want small palettes that will fit into my makeup bag. I also have the Morphe 3502, which looks like this, and again, like, it's a beautiful palette. You have some lovely warm tones in here, but it's so much eyeshadow for things that I already have in my collection. So no more. I also have the Tartiste Pro that looks like this, absolutely breathtaking palette. And we have the 25 palette by Morphe. Like, if they brought more palettes out like this, I would probably buy them, but I don't know. Like, again, I feel like there's just a lot of eyeshadow going on in this. Then I have the Nicole Consiglio Violet Voss collaboration. It's actually a beautiful palette. I also have the Laura Lee Violet Voss collab as well. Beautiful palette, very well laid out. Then I have my e.l.f. Mad for Mattes. I think this is actually the second one. It says Summer Breeze on the back, so I don't know if that's the one that it is. I hope it is after saying that. I have my other Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes. This is the Soft Glam. It's only new to my collection, but I love it. Subculture palette, and I feel, again, like I'm the only person that loves this palette. I think that it's absolutely beautiful. I have the Divine Kat Von D collaboration as well, which is beautiful. The Bombs Nude Series 2. So that's the Nude Tude. Then this is the Nude Dude. And this is the Nude Beach. Beautiful shadows, I have to say. I also have the Naked Basics 2, which is this one here. I also have the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palettes. So this is the OG right here. The Semi Sweet right there. The Bonbons, which is totes adorbs. And the Sweet Peach. Oh, I love that one. That's my favorite. The Tartelette palette. So this is the Toasted, which is beautiful. The In Bloom, which is just, ooh, which is gorgeous as well. And the Original Tartelette, which is the matte palette. Nice and cool in tones of neutrals. Because I don't actually have much like that in my collection. I also have this Bobbi Brown Sandy Nudes eyeshadow palette. I thought this was actually warm toned in the catalogue, but no, it's very, very cool toned. I have the Peanut Butter and Jelly palette by Too Faced, the Ultimate Basics by Urban Decay. We have the Monarch palette by Kat Von D. This is discontinued now, unfortunately. I also have the Chrysalis palette, which is her colourful sister. And I have two MAC palettes. So I have this one here. That's all my big pops of colour. And then I have my more neutral sister here, which looks like this. Isn't she beautiful? So I do have the Coloured Rain Queen of Hearts palette. It is absolutely breathtaking of a palette. I love this one. I do keep it in this though because I think that's really pretty and it looks fancy. I have the Lunar Beauty Life's a Drag palette. It looks like that. I do have a review coming up with that and tutorials. I have, this is my only Viseart palette, but I absolutely love it. It is the Dark Mattes palette. I'm using it today. I use like these 4 shades here. Love it. It is an absolutely amazing palette. I have the Pure Minerals Secret Crush palette, I believe that one's called. And the Soul Mattes, which I'm devastated this is discontinued because look at it. They're just such beautiful shades. I have the Kylie Royal Peach palette right there. I have the Manny MUA collab with Makeup Geek. The Jaclyn, like I can't even hold it properly. The Jaclyn Hill Morphe Original collab palette, which I do really like. But I have it again and again in my collection. Lots of Juvia's palettes. So I have the Mini Masquerade, or yeah, this is Masquerade, isn't it? Yep, the Mini Masquerade. This is what the Mini Magic palette looks like aesthetically as well. Jane Pan palette. So we have the Zulu palette, the Festival palette, the Deuce, and the Saharan 2. Which is my favourite of the 9 pans. I also have the Blood Sugar palette by Jeffree Star. Which, I mean, please. I just love it. It's just so beautiful and breathtaking. I have the Saharan OG from Juvia's Place. That's beautiful also. The Nubian. This is my favourite. One of my favourite neutral palettes of all time. I broke it. I dropped it like 3 times. I do have a replacement coming. I have the Fenty Beauty Moroccan Spice palette. That looks like this. It's just beautiful. I also have the my Inglot palettes. So this one is my greens and purples. I have my cool tone shadows, my reds and purples, my oranges and pinks. Finally, my neutrals. I love Inglot shadows and I don't know why people don't talk about them more. I do have the Lorac Unzipped that looks like this. Of the Pros, so I have the Pro Original, the Pro 2, and the Pro 3. This is the Naked Heat, which I actually wore on my wedding day, and as we can see, they are complete Sarah shades. I absolutely love those palettes. And then we have the Naked 3 as well, which is the Rose Tone Sister, which is my favorite of all time. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you know, want to hang around and see more of my stuff. There's a bell emoji thingy there that notifies you when I upload. If you want to hit that, you're more than welcome to. If you don't want to, it's perfectly fine. I'll link all my social media down below as well if you want to follow me and chat to me in other places. So yeah, that's it. Bye guys.